Did Adam Silver really ban Brittney Griner for life? And did the Indiana Fever just fan the flames? A blood-red thumbnail and a tsunami of tweets have sparked a rumor inferno that could torch the whole league. They say bad news travels faster than a Steph Curry 3. And on this morning, the sprint began on two fringe Facebook pages. One post shouted that NBA Commissioner Adam Silver had invoked some secret clause to exile Brittney Griner forever. Minutes later, Mirror Copy TikTok stitched together a shaky courtroom sketch, a red band graphic, and a voiceover insisting the order was signed at 2 a.m. Eastern. By lunch, YouTube reaction channels were already tallying Griner's lost salary and debating whether her jersey would be pulled from the Hall of Fame. A cascade of reposts turned speculation into something that looked like fact, because when 10 identical thumbnails say, "Lifetime," nuance suffocates. Yet no credible outlet, league spokesperson, or team site published the paperwork. What viewers had was momentum, and momentum alone can ignite a narrative. But that buzz didn't appear in a vacuum. To understand why so many fans leaned in, you need the context of a game less than a month earlier, Atlanta Dream versus Indiana Fever, late May, downtown Indianapolis. With 1 minute and 27 seconds left in regulation, Griner picked up her 6th foul near the rim. Cameras tracked her as she stomped to the bench, tossed a towel, and unloaded a string of syllables the mic couldn't catch. The target? Rookie phenom Caitlin Clark, seated 1 chair away. The clip went viral so fast the league servers hiccuped. Conservative pundits called the line racist. Liberal columnists called the accusation manufactured, and Griner herself, facing a wall of reporters, answered calmly, "I don't even remember what I said, but it wasn't that." The denial mattered to journalists. To the commentariat, the ambiguity mattered more, because uncertainty fuels engagement. Overnight, hashtags divided into hashtag ban Griner versus hashtag fake news ban. A Fox-adjacent site stitched together replay angles and argued for lifetime exile, while Reuters quietly dropped a fact check noting no independent evidence of a slur and no formal grievance from Indiana's front office. Shortly after, the Fever issued the briefest statement imaginable: "Competitive respect drives us. We're focused on basketball. No direct defense, no condemnation, just a handoff back to the court." That silence became a blank canvas. Creators painted their own storylines, racking up millions of impressions. But that wasn't the whole story. The second wave of outrage broke when a YouTube mega channel uploaded instant regret. New audio destroys Griner's defense. The audio was 30 seconds of hissing arena ambiance, punctuated by what sounded like a clipped expletive run through 3 filters. The video flashed disclaimers. Could be doctored, yet the thumbnail screamed confirmed. Viewers rarely read disclaimers. Within hours, screen captures jumped to Twitter, now X, then spilled onto message boards where partisans aligned evidence with belief. Meanwhile, the WNBA quietly reiterated, no suspension, no fine, ongoing review of game footage. The league's rulebook spells it out. Only the commissioner, in concert with the players' union, can impose discipline for on-court conduct, power separate from Adam Silver's NBA purview. Yet the myth of Silver as a single bullet authority refused to die, partly because mainstream fans blur the line between the NBA and its sister league. The NBA's financial lifeline to the WNBA feels like ownership, and ownership implies command. In echo chambers, that nuance flattened into Silver pulled the trigger. Independent bloggers who tried to correct the record were labeled shills. One columnist joked, "In the era of click fiends, truth runs the 5K, while rumor hitches a ride on a private jet." Humor aside, the cycle hammered home a harsher reality. The first narrative rarely loses. And what happened next would shock everyone. Deep inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Fever veterans reportedly huddled the morning after the clip surfaced. Officially, they prepared for a back-to-back against Chicago. Unofficially, whispers say, leadership debated whether to push for a formal grievance. One source recalls a heated exchange. Some players wanted accountability, others feared being cast as villains, curbing free speech. The team eventually chose the measured route: no public complaint. Let the league review speak first. But teammates' social media likes painted a subtler picture. A cryptic eye emoji under a post critiquing Griner, a heart on a justice shade thrown at clickbait outlets. Tiny signals that kept fans refreshing feeds, searching for deeper meaning that might not exist. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark remained largely silent, posting only a Bible verse about patience. That vacuum allowed pundits to craft reactions on her behalf. TV panels debated whether Clark was being protected by the league or set up as a marketing pawn. The rookie became both symbol and cipher, a lightning rod for culture war narratives she never authored. And the Fever front office, trying to shield their prize rookie, realized the conversation had outgrown them. But the online firestorm had one more accelerant left to pour. Enter Outkick and activist Riley Gaines. In mid-June, they claimed the WNBA barred their reporters from 2 Dream Road games because of tough questions about the alleged slur. The league cited limited credential slots. Outkick called it censorship. Their posts racked up shares faster than any box score recap that week. Gaines tied the credential denial to Griner's high-profile activism off the court, portraying her as a media darling shielded from tough questions. Opponents framed the narrative as typical clickbait opportunism. Either way, the discourse veered from the on-court foul to free speech absolutism, another detour ensuring the original rumor never stayed settled. Then, a fringe Facebook page pushed the envelope. Breaking: Fever to file multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Griner for malicious attack. The claims cited anonymous legal insiders, but no docket number. Yet the headline ricocheted through group chats before fact-checkers flagged it as satirical. By the time corrections rolled out, screen grabs of the fake article had sprouted in new corners of the internet, each missing its satire tag. The trickle resurfaced on TikTok as commentary set to dramatic music. Lawsuit threats, anger visible, tears implied. In the attention economy, retractions rarely outperform the original farce. But the deeper you chase the rumor, the more you find echoes from Griner's past. Remember 2022, when Russian customs found a vape cartridge in her luggage? 9 years behind bars, followed by a high-stakes prisoner swap, jolted her from global sympathy to polarizing politics overnight. Critics still insist the U.S. exchanged a notorious international trafficker for a basketball star, a talking point that resurfaces whenever Griner's name trends. Pair that with her 2020 choice to stay in the locker room during the anthem, later reversed, and pundits have a catalog of polarizing quotes they can endlessly recycle. Each time a fresh controversy sprouts, those older headlines resurface, adding gravity to new claims even when the situations barely connect. To an exhausted audience, it paints a pattern. She's always in trouble, right? The truth is more tangled, but patterns, even invented ones, make for irresistible storytelling. And so we arrive at the crucial question: who actually can end a WNBA career? The collective bargaining agreement spells out fines, suspensions, even contract terminations, but always through due process. Investigator reports, player union counsel, and appeals panel. The NBA commissioner, however influential, does not sign WNBA ban papers. He can advise, suggest, or pressure, yet a unilateral edict would spark an immediate grievance. That fact sits in public documents, but it rarely goes viral. Instead, commentary loops back to the more dramatic. Silver lowered the boom. Drama sells, procedural nuance flops. Still, league offices did convene. Insiders whisper that they re-reviewed all bench audio, cross-checked mics, and even slowed down lip movements frame by frame. The conclusion, shared quietly with the union, landed closer to mundane. At most, a modest fine for unsportsmanlike conduct, standard fare across any season. No slur proved, no ban tabled. The story's most viral element unraveled. Yet the algorithms had already banked their views. But something else lingered. For Indiana Fever fans, the saga turned into an unexpected rallying cry. Attendance surged at the next home game. Signs reading "Respect the Game" waved beside ones quoting Clark's college scoring record. The Fever PR team doubled community outreach, framing the club as resilient guardians of sportsmanship. Meanwhile, Griner responded with the best revenge within her control, a 26-point, 9-block masterpiece against Seattle, then a terse post-game line. "I hoop, y'all talk." The clip garnered millions of likes. Even haters couldn't ignore the stat line, yet the rumor refused to flatline. Late-night hosts crafted punchlines. Silver's ban list is shorter than a WNBA injury report. Just one name. Sports radio callers asked if Griner deserved a second chance, unaware she never lost the first. Some fans, fatigued by conflicting narratives, shrugged and tuned out entirely, inadvertently punishing the league with apathy. The WNBA, desperate for every eyeball, found itself chasing clarification again. Then came the off-season whispers. Could collective outrage fast-track a new code of conduct clause? Agents hinted their clients wanted clearer language on slur allegations. Executives bristled. More bylaws mean more red tape. One agent compared it to building a plane while flying it, but momentum builds policy. Inside League HQ, a task force quietly compiled recommendations. Social media conduct standards, independent linguistics experts for audio disputes, and stiffer fines for digitally enhanced evidence. Progress, ironically, born from an incident that ultimately proved unsubstantiated. And still, the ban that never was kept echoing, because myths seldom die, they only mutate. Weeks later, Adam Silver addressed reporters on an unrelated NBA initiative. Inevitably, a hand shot up. "Any comment on the rumored Brittney Griner lifetime ban?" Eyebrows raised. He exhaled half a laugh. "I can't ban someone from a league I don't run." The room chuckled, but the clip reached only a fraction of those who viewed the original ban headline. Fake news left stronger footprints than real quotes. A media literacy professor tweeted, "Accuracy walks, outrage sprints." Yet beneath the noise, real stakes loomed. Every ill-founded rumor chips away at a league still fighting for mainstream footing. Sponsors hesitate amid controversy. Highlights drown inside drama. The Fever know this. The Dream know it too. So, ironically, their next televised matchup sold out in record time. Curiosity can be monetized. Cameras panned the tunnel pre-tip, capturing Clark and Griner bumping fists. The gesture went instantly viral, but many viewers called it PR acting, proof that once distrust blooms, even goodwill gets framed as manipulation. But here's the twist. The audience ultimately decides what endures. If fans click only the scandal and skip the correction, the algorithm will deliver more scandals. Media isn't just a mirror, it's a feedback loop, and that loop fed the Griner ban myth until it felt almost real, even though every official document said otherwise. So where does that leave us? We began with a thunderous claim of exile, stepped through rumors, algorithms, and half-heard sideline whispers, and emerged holding a simple truth. Brittney Griner still suits up, the Indiana Fever still chase wins, and the league never issued the paperwork Twitter screamed about. Yet the episode exposed something bigger, how a single, unverified narrative can hijack an entire sports conversation, transform teammates into symbols, and blur the line between fandom and factional warfare. The next time a headline blasts across your feed with a word like ban, remember this saga. Ask who benefits, who corroborates, and who quietly profits from your outrage. Because in a game where perception drives profit, the loudest story often wins, until someone, somewhere, pauses long enough to read the fine print. And maybe that pause, small as it is the real victory the sport needs. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep your eyes on the court, because the ball never lies, even when the timeline does.